We may not always understand loss or grief, why we lose our loved ones too soon, or why we are separated from the people we love and need the most. We may not always understand how going through difficult times is necessary for our growth. But those apparent tragedies are oftentimes the turning points in our lives. They teach us that God's grace is sufficient. They teach us to focus on Him and hold His hand even tighter. They also teach us that as long as we have Him, all is well. They help us realize that God is enough, that He is everything. That incident that shook us, that seemed too hard to bear, changed our focus. It changed our perspective. And now we can see the world through the lens of God's purpose and grace. Now we can run to God and focus on His calling for our lives with greater passion, intent, and understanding. And we end up learning that when a loved one dies, or when we die to sin, there is rebirth. We become stronger and pursue God with all of our soul. We may not always understand God's decisions, but time will always reveal His purpose. We eventually realize that everything we went through was exactly what needed to happen, so we could get a much better place in our relationship with God, and so that we could surrender to Him for His purposes.